If you are a creative entrepreneur selling a product that you make by hand, I'm willing to bet that at some point you have struggled with pricing your work. It's not always just a simple formula of materials plus labor. There's actually a bunch of hidden factors that can play into it. I'm here to tell you that I have come to realize just how complicated pricing can actually be, and how understanding your own hidden pricing traps can help you become more comfortable and confident charging what your work is worth. In this video, I'll relate 4 of the common pricing traps that I've experienced in my 15 years of running a custom cake business. The first one on the list is allowing clients' opinions to influence your pricing. Now, I know this is not a beautiful graphic, but I don't know how to do that yet, so we're just going to go old school today. Bear with me. Okay, to illustrate this point, I'm going to tell you a story about an order that I had about a year into operating my cake business. And it was for a SpongeBob SquarePants cake. And it was a small cake, but a detailed design. And I quoted a low price. I now know it was a low price because the cake was small. And I didn't understand yet that time factored into pricing as much as the size of the cake. And when I quoted the price to my client, he complimented me on my lower price. He had gotten quotes from other bakers, and they had quoted a lot more than me for the same cake. And he basically complimented me for my reasonable pricing. And I remember this very clearly. He was sort of laughing and outraged that the other bakers were charging more than double what I had quoted for this cake. And that conversation derailed me for years. And that's the point I'm trying to make with client opinion influencing you. They often think that because it's a small cake, the price should be small. But I can tell you for a fact, I had internalized this praise that this client gave me for charging such a low price for a small cake. And the people pleaser in me absorbed how it felt to be praised for this low price. And it kept me in the mindset of thinking that pricing for cakes only related to the size of the cake, not the design. And I think this works for other industries as well. It might be a smallish sized project, but if it's going to take you many hours or days, that has to factor into the price. The second pricing trap is feeling like you're not good enough. Maybe you have a little bit of imposter syndrome. Maybe you're just starting out and you don't feel justified in charging more for your work. Or you're looking at other people's work in your field and comparing yourself to them, and you don't feel like you're as good as they are. And you allow that feeling to seep into how you value your own work. If you are doing this as a business, if you have people ordering from you based on what they see online, on your website, on your social media, you are good enough. They like what they see and they want to order from you. If looking at other artists' work on social media makes you feel inferior or negative about your own work, as it did for me, then don't look at it. It's as simple as that. I had a friend tell me that a few years ago when I was talking about how I would watch other cake decorators on Instagram and I would just feel so bad. It's terrible to say, but I did. I didn't see inspiration. I just was comparing myself and didn't like how it felt. I felt like they were better than me and I was never going to be that good. And so she just said to me, don't look at it. If it makes you feel bad, don't look at it. And I thought, that's crazy. Is it that simple? And because I thought as a cake decorator, you're supposed to look at all the other stuff that's out there. You're supposed to get inspiration or just see what the trends are. and having that permission to just do my own thing and just tra-la-la along without getting influenced by those negative feelings, it freed me so much. So I give you permission. Don't look at it if it makes you feel bad. Number 3 is scarcity versus abundance. When business is slow, you get freaked out and you lower your prices. The justification is that you would rather have low-paying work rather than nothing at all. When business is booming, you feel more confident to charge more because you feel that flow of orders coming in one after another. You feel like this is how it always will be and how you're on top of the world now. You're probably not doing it consciously. You probably don't notice that you're charging 30% less when you're slow than you do when you're busy. Your hidden scarcity mindset pushes you to lower prices when it's slow. Then partway through the job, you realize you've undercharged. Then you feel stupid and wonder why you quoted so low. When things are rolling, you don't have that fear. And suddenly you find the confidence to charge more because you're in the abundance mindset. It's a very real cycle that I have found myself in time and time again, often not even realizing it until I'm in the thick of it. Number 4 is client haggling. So yeah, you get an order. You think about the design, you come up with a price that you think is fair, and they ask if you can come down in the price. And they question you about every little detail. How did you come to that price? And can you just shave a little bit off for them? And now you're doubting yourself. You're wondering, is there a little wiggle room for me to come down? Did I ask for too much? Are they being unreasonable or am I being unreasonable? Can I simplify the design to fit their budget? If you do, this adds more time and energy to your side of the equation because now you're having to rethink the design and rethink the pricing. Perhaps for them to ask again how you justified the pricing. How did you come to that number? It can feel really uncomfortable to stand your ground in this kind of situation. It can also feel like you're undermining yourself if you do decide to go down in the price. Sometimes you have to be willing to walk away if you can't meet the client's budget and be okay with that. There isn't any one-size-fits-all formula for pricing creative work, but understanding how big of a role your subconscious actually plays can really help when you are struggling with it. Over time, you'll get better at catching yourself when you're falling into one of these 4 pricing traps. And that will keep you sane and help keep your business sustainable and rewarding for you long term.